watching all the James Bond films and ranking them retroactively. If you don't want to miss out on a James Bond film, go ahead and check the playlist on my page. Here we go. We are watching the 7th James Bond film, and Sean Connery is back. Is it just me, or did his eyebrows grow thicker? In any case, today we'll be checking out Diamonds Are Forever.
Diamonds are forever. They are all I need to please me.
We're kind of getting back in the flow of the original formula with James Bond films, where James Bond is already on a mission. But in this case, he's taking over from on Her Majesty's Secret Service and is on a mission and determined to find Blofeld. Ah, yes, Blofeld. Not that one. Not that one. Yeah, we got a new guy this time. And this Blofeld is apparently making copies of himself, or at least having his henchmen wear masks to look like him. Which I'm already calling a foreshadowing penalty, 5 yards, because, come on, we know Blofeld's going to come back at the end of the movie. In any case, Bond is successful in unaliving Blofeld, and we carry on with whatever M wants James Bond to do at this point. Which is find out who is stockpiling a bunch of diamonds. There's a scene that explains everything about the diamond economy and how they expect some underground selling to work. But in this case, the diamond economy is losing a lot of diamonds because they figure someone's stockpiling a lot of diamonds and they just don't know why. And it's true. We see these two weirdos go around and start unaliving people that have the diamonds that they are currently hunting down. And the reason why I call them weirdos is because they have some pretty bad puns. And come on, when was the last time you saw a Bond character with a bald head and extremely long hair? Huh? I think the movie implies or flat out tells us that they're gay. I mean, they walk away holding hands at some point. But that's neither here nor there when it comes to the plot of the movie. They're diamond hunters and they are murdering those that have a lot of diamonds. That's it. I really enjoyed the pacing of this film. Like, we are trying to track down the diamonds, and we are with Bond every step of the way where the diamonds are. And at some point in the movie, Bond's tracking fake diamonds that he had no clue. He thought they were the real deal. And I like that about this Bond film. It is very spy-esque, very espionage. We are trying to see which is the real diamonds, which are the fake diamonds. Who can we trust? Who can't we trust? Do we trust Tiffany? Or do we trust Plenty? That's what I like to see in any spy film. Bond eventually winds up in Vegas, and this is where the movie really doesn't do any good for my acrophobia. Oh my gosh, when he's taking the lift on the side of the hotel, my heart was racing just because I imagined myself what it took for someone to film that. It was made in 1971, and I believe they used a lot of practical effects, not a whole lot of camera tricks. So when someone is scaling the side elevator of a hotel in Las Vegas to the roof, and he's standing on top of the elevator, I believe that he's actually doing that. It makes my fear of heights just... In any case, this movie really upped the action and it upped the mystery, and it did a really good job at kind of keeping up with the pace as the original Bond films used to be. Including going to some secret site in the middle of the Las Vegas desert that are very scientific-y, metal everywhere, turned a bunch of knobs and pretend to be scientists, because that's apparently what Spectre is, just one big laboratory doing evil things. And when it comes to the women, we're back with James Bond actually flirting, not just women being thrown at him. One of my favorite parts is at the beginning of the movie where James Bond is looking for Blofeld. He walks up to this woman, flirts with her, and then, well, does this.
My name is Bond. James Bond.
Is there something I can do for you?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. There is something I'd like you to get off your chest. Where is Ernst Stavro Blofeld?
Whew, have some quick hands there, Bond. I'm not sure if I want to learn how to do that, but that was fun to watch. It was the great car chase that happened in Vegas. I gotta admit, Smokey and the Bandit is one of my favorite movies, but I'm pretty sure that they took some inspiration from the parking lot chase scene.
Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go, and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch your bandit run. Keep your foot hard on the pedal, don't never mind them brakes. Let it all hang out, cause we gotta run the race. The boys are thirsty in Atlanta, and there's beer in Texarkana. We'll bring it back no matter what it takes. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go, and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch your bandit run.
And this is where the movie kind of goes into the realm of ridiculous a little bit, but that's okay because that's expected in a James Bond film. Oh, looky here, Blofeld's back. Like, I didn't see that one coming. And apparently he was the one that was collecting all the diamonds and stockpiling them because he needed them to power a laser on a satellite that he uses to blow up missiles around the world. Yeah? But look, it's not that the plot is stupid, okay? It's that it's over-exaggerated, and it needs to be. James Bond is the guy that saves the world. He doesn't just save the girl, right? He's over-the-top hero. So he needs a world-saving situation so he can be James Bond. And this movie delivers on a lot of those things that make James Bond James Bond. He's put in impossible traps that he needs to escape from. He's got bad guys following him around that he needs to beat up and or interrogate, or he's got a way with the women and he's got some daring do that he needs to overcome. But there's one thing that this movie doesn't deliver on. And I thought it was expected in every James Bond film, but I'm coming to learn that this isn't always the case, but it's something that I thought James Bond was best known for. Where are all James Bond's gadgets? The most we've seen was in Goldfinger. I miss the gadgets. I thought that that's what James Bond was. Or maybe it's just I'm confusing James Bond with Batman. I don't know. But in any case, the really cool, this is a pen, but it looks like a pen. It's really a gun. In Mission Impossible, we had a stick of gum. Red light, green light. Push it together. Right? I wanted that in James Bond, but I'm not getting it in at least this movie. But everything else, I actually really enjoyed. And then we get to the end of the movie, where it just becomes a slapstick Looney Tunes cartoon at this point. Blofeld's trying to escape in this submarine thing, and James Bond takes control of the crane that's supposed to release the submarine so he can escape. And then just starts swinging Blofeld from side to side, running him into the oil rigs and everything. It's just, let me down, you idiot! Who was doing this? And then there's Tiffany wanting to shoot bad guys, and to be honest, there's a lot more to this movie, and I really suggest people watch it. So in terms of ranking it, though, I like this movie better than Thunderball, and I like this movie better than You Only Live Twice. I almost put Diamonds Are Forever in the number 1 spot, but again, where are the gadgets? Yeah, okay, he has a harpoon gun, but come on, I want to see like a thing that isn't the thing it's supposed to be, So Goldfinger still remains my number 1 favorite James Bond movie. Next up, Live and Let Die.